love to sell sneakers. Basically, I'm just doing my whole presentation. I love to sell sneakers. Sneakers is my passion. It's what I do. When I go home, when I'm not at school, everything I do is about sneakers and making money. And about that. Next slide. Just in case you didn't know, I'll tell you a little bit about myself before I get to the problem. I work at 2 sneaker stores now. Remember the MVP process? I told you I only worked at 1, but now I work at 2. I work at one on Madison Pulaski called Tops and Bottoms. It's more of an urban area Chicago store. So the one, and then the other one is on Michigan Avenue. So it's like 2 different markets, sort of kind of. You got Michigan Avenue, and then you got Madison Pulaski on the west side of Chicago. And I put myself in 2 different stores just because my dream goal is to open up my own store someday. So I'm starting early as possible and just learning as much as I can. But I've been working at a sneaker store at Success for 6 months now. It's been a great 6 months. And I noticed a problem. Every time I talk to customers in the store, they always tell me, when they ask me for my number, can you let me know when you find this, where's this at, or how much can I find it for? I found it for this price, but I don't want to pay that much. I want to pay at least like $300. And I always tell them I'll do my best, and I'll hit them up or whenever I can, let them know what I find out.
Are they collecting or buying and wearing?
Buying, wearing, whatever, you know. Some people wear their shoes, some people just like to collect them, or some people just buy 2 pairs, one to collect and one to wear. And so the sneaker game, it's definitely growing from what I've seen. Like back then, people didn't collect sneakers that much. They didn't cost as much as they do now. So the sneaker market is definitely growing. But back to the problem, they always ask me like, is this website legit, or can I trust this website? Or people really don't like using eBay too much. Like they always come to me because I work at a sneaker store, and they come from my expertise. They come from me just to legit where they're buying from, to like get that legit check, like, you know, on Facebook and stuff, to have like a legit check. And that's basically the problem. People don't know where to buy sneakers, and they waste money on sneakers. And my problem, the solution to that problem, I thought of, I'm going to create a website called Sneaker Pickers that you type in a sneaker you want, and I will find it for you for the price range you want. Specifically, say if you wanted the Air Jordan 4, well, I'm going to list all the Air Jordan 4s in a size 8 or whatever size you wear on my website. And that's basically it. Customer segments is basically the people who mostly come in sneaker stores are ages from 12 to 18, and you know they don't have as much money as you all would to spend money on sneakers, so they really have to look for that perfect pair, or that one person who's selling that pair just for the price they want. And it's kind of hard to do that because there's so many selling platforms. You got eBay, Kixify, people sell shoes on Instagram, Facebook, or just in the neighborhood. You just don't know who to trust most of the time. And so that's why I feel like the young consumers, sneaker consumers, are the most vulnerable because they don't know much. And social media is growing today amongst the youth, and the sneaker community mostly grows on social media, and that's where all of the little kids are at. The value propositions of my website is that it steers and leads customers away from scams, and it also lists where sneakers are available, and you can compare prices just in case you like this pair is used for $400, but this pair is brand new for $400, so I'd rather go with the new pair for $400. And my revenue stream, how I'm going to make money is from the website is affiliate marketing. And I will join programs like CJ Affiliate, Google AdSense. And one of my main goals is to work with like smaller boutiques like the stores I work with, like have them sign contracts and show them that I can track who went from my website to their website to buy shoes, and I get commission basically off of what I sell or who I send to their website. So that's how I'm going to make money. Here's my revenue assumption for the next 5 years. And if you want to know how I got these numbers, I compared, because you can go on the website, you can find anything on the website. There's competition out there called Kicks Deals, and they kind of do sort of what I do, but they do it in a different way. Instead of looking for sneakers you want, instead of those rare sneakers, they only show you like deals on sneakers, like who's having the clearance sale, and that's about it. And they don't give you the option to ask like what are you looking for. They only tell you what to buy. It's like, you know, a salesman thing. They only tell you what to buy. I'm not a salesman, so y'all get it too much. But
no, we get it. Read it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
it basically, and then, so
Yeah.
what I did was, let me tell you the numbers exactly. I found how many viewers Kicks Deals has. I found out how much website traffic they get, and I gave myself an estimate. I'm guessing I can get 50% of their traffic and direct it to my website. That's what I think I can do, and I think I can convert 50% of their traffic. I guess I could convert 30% of their traffic to actually buy something from me. And every sneaker sales, I would guess is always about $100, and I'm gonna ask for at least 5%, but I don't exactly have an exact price range because the shoe price can always vary. You ask for 5% of a shoe that may be $500, you're only gonna get like $50, and then a shoe that's only $50, you might only get $1. So it's price range can change, but that's my revenue assumptions. Now the startup cost, I'm asking for $9,000 for 15%. And what happened with my MVP process is that with my original MVP process, I was just gonna develop my own website, and that's when I noticed I wasn't as tech savvy, so I'm definitely gonna have to hire a web designer. And the website hosting I already have, but I have to get it for extended for 3 more years, so that's how much it's gonna cost right there. And I talked to a web designer on North Avenue in Pulaski called Web312, and they gave me an estimate that it would cost me about $8,500 to develop my website. That is it. Sneaker Pity Repeat for what you seek.
So let's go back 2 or 3 slides there. I want you to go back to your revenue model. That one, okay. And I want you to completely forget about that for a minute. And I want you to think about what you're doing now, right? Because I know that you already have a blog, right? And you already have X number of people that are communicating with you via the blog. Like you have users, right? How many?
I have clientele too.
How many clientele do you have?
What's your followers and clientele? What was that number?
4,000.
So today you already have, let's just use 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
So today we already have 4,000 people that are a captive audience.
I wouldn't say they keep up with my blog on my website exactly. They keep up with me.
Yeah, right, of course.
I have their numbers.
That's the only thing you're selling right now, right?
It's
Is you.
myself.
And by the way, when you were kind of differentiating yourself between the other company, we got it. The thing that we got was one company is speaking to me, one company is speaking with me.
Mhm.
So when I can go ahead and tell you what I want, and then you reply to me, I like that. Way better than you just telling me what I want,
Mhm.
right? So that was a really good point. But let's just pretend that you've got these 4,000 eyeballs. Really, like they're just looking, they're listening, they're watching you. How many of these people can we convert in order for a sale? And what's that average cost? I mean, the average sale. So like the sneakers you're wearing right now, what do those go for?
These go for 190. 190.
Can I just round them up to 200? Would that be fair?
Mhm.
All right. So let's say $200 sneaker, right?
Mhm.
And you were talking about like maybe making 5% off that transaction. So what's 5% of $200? That's like $10, right?
Mhm.
Is that right, guys? No math? All right. So from that one person buying those sneakers, you just made $10. Of these 4,000 customers, how many of them can I convert to buy one pair of sneakers in 1 year?
Depends on the sneakers.
Okay, but on average, I'm going to say, would it be
On
fair
average,
to say?
average weekend out of 4,000 people.
No. Let's get to the first number first. Is it fair to say that the average person would spend $200 annually on sneakers?
To everybody.
All 4,000.
All 4,000. What do you think on average someone will pay for sneakers?
$100.
$100. Okay, because that's an important number now. So if I've got $100 and I make 5% off that $100, I made $5. Okay, now I've got 4,000 people. Of the 4,000 people, how many will buy one $100 pair of sneakers per year?
Per year.
Yep,
2,000.
2,000. So now I take 2,000 people times $5. I just made $10,000 in 1 year, right? Legitimate. Okay. So how do I go from, this is what I've got currently. Are you making $10,000 a year right now off of these 4,000 people?
No.
How much are you making?
$1,000 every 2 weeks. I make like this is going back to my job.
Sure. No. I'm not talking about what someone's paying you hourly.
Okay. No, I'm not getting paid. I don't get paid hourly at all.
So it's all commission?
All commission at work.
Gotcha, love it. Okay, that's
Okay.
good. So we can use that.
So my average at work for every 2 weeks is $1,000, and I get 5% commission at work. So that's about $1,000 every 2 weeks. I get.
Are you making $1,000 every 2 weeks on?
And that's a
In
guess.
sales?
Sometimes
$1,000
it's like
in sales?
that's why I said it
Oh, I don't think it
depends.
is. I don't think it's sales. I think it's commission. Are you making $1,000 every 2 weeks on commission?
No, like I
In
get
sales.
1,000. I get 5%
Of
that
1,000.
Mhm.
So 1,000 times 5% is what? $50?
Mhm.
$50 every 2 weeks.
Plus hourly, but I'm talking about straight.
Yeah, no, just
Commission.
commissions.
Mhm.
Okay. So are you saying that that's, because if the numbers have to work here. For you to ask outside people to give you money, the numbers have to be right. So if that's $50 every 2 weeks, 50 times 26, because, bi-weekly is what? You guys got it?
Yeah.
$1,300. Okay. That's what you're making right now.
Every year.
Every year, just on that little small. But we're saying we're gonna beef it up now.
Mhm.
Now you're gonna actually go out there, you're gonna hire a web developer, they're gonna do a website. We're gonna be doing way smarter tracking and way smarter advertising, and we'll be able to beef this number up
Mhm.
to possibly that $10,000 number. Okay. All right, and I'm
I
not
just
putting,
want to make that website the best website there is. And that's-
yeah,
Yeah, if I could add on to that, just talking about the numbers themselves. So if you go back to the original assumption that the average pair of sneakers is $200, if you were to
Yeah.
double what you're normally doing now, so the average sale goes to $200, that means you make $10 per pair. For your first year's revenue, that means you have to sell 57,000 pairs of shoes. 57,000 pairs. Is that what you were expecting?
$50,000 pairs of shoes.
yeah.
Hold on a sec. So that $577,000 number, is that what you're saying your sales revenue is gonna be, or your profit, your income?
Profit.
Your profit.
Mhm.
Okay, so then that's true, John, what you just said. 57,000 pairs of shoes that we
Right.
sold at $10 a pair to get into that number.
Right.
So,
Did you expect that when you did that number?
Yeah.
You're estimating going,
Because
your
people-
first year, you're gonna sell 57,000 pairs?
With the traffic, it was like 300,000 people looking at my website every day.
Right now the store sells 50,000 pair of shoes a year.
No, I'm selling from my website, not just from one store.
What I'm saying.
No, but he's saying the entire shoe store.
sells that, and that would be
Yeah, that.
huge.
That's a lot of shoes.
That competing website you talked about, you mentioned that you were able to do research and find out how much traffic they had on that site. What was that? No, you didn't say what that number was. How many visits do they get a day or a month, or I don't know what you,
A day they get 800,000, and that's how I got my number.
800,000 sites a day, but.
No, 800,000 views a day does kicks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's how many get a day.
That's not unique.
Kicks deals.
Those aren't unique, so that's right.
That'd be a good statistic to find out, is like how many pairs of shoes are being sold on any website.
Is that a big company? What was the name of the website?
Kicks deals.
Kicks Deals, yeah.
Mhm. They've been around like for a long time. They've been on Twitter because that's where they do most of their selling at. They post the links to where to go buy the shoes from. Like on Twitter, they post a link to Nike.com, and then I guess Nike track. I know Nike tracks that
Yeah.
where they came from.
yeah. So here's another point for you. I love your passion for sneakers. Without any doubt, when I've heard you talk about sneakers, your whole demeanor changes. You could care less about anything else going on, you're all about sneakers. And that's a really great thing, okay? Because that makes you really good at identifying different types of sneakers, and I think you actually get joy when you see that 12 to 18-year-old get a pair of those sneakers that they're really wanting to get, right? And that's a really, and the other thing you said is, look, these guys can be taken advantage of pretty easily. So,
Because sometimes I have to, sometimes my boss, I can't get mad at him because we have to mark